G'day everyone, I'm Dave and thank you for joining me. This week I will be talking about some major changes that you need to know about. You need to watch this video because I'm going to show you proof of how you get topical authority and you get your business found by LLMs. There is now a way to actually look at some metrics and some figures, and I'm going to go over that. Bing have just released the option to be able to see if your site has been cited. This is groundbreaking. Number one, we can prove the metrics. Number two, OpenClaw, ClaudeBot, MaltBot, whatever you want to call it. We know it's changed the world. I've done 2 episodes on talking about it. But guess what? It's just been bought out by OpenAI. I'll tell you why that is super important, okay? And the other one is, I've been talking about how AI basically is going to kill social media. It's basically dead. It's white noise. I've been talking about this now for a year. And every time I review a video product, and it gets better and better. See, I'm passionate, I'm spinning all over the computer here, right? It's getting better and better, right? So what's actually happening now is you can make epic quality movies super simple, right? And here's a perfect example. There's a guy that I want to show you in a video now who is a very respected financial reporter on the ABC in Australia. He is very well known, very respected, Alan Kohler. I have been watching now because I know about how these things are going to impact AI. And this is what I want to cover in this episode as well. When people in broader society are impacted by something that AI has done, they go, oh, now it's time to wake up. Don't let your business be impacted. Making money is fine. You're going to be losing money. It's not making money. You're not going to be able to make money. You're going to lose money if you don't know about AI, right? And this is what's happening now. People have got an idea in their brain of what AI is and what it can do, and it's ChatGPT or whatever. Until something happens to you and you realize, oh shit, this is actually here right now, right? I was talking to a guy the other day, no way robots will ever take my job. They haven't got the dexterity. You know, they might be smart, but then, you know, they're clunky. They're like, you know, I am whatever it is. I am the robot. I'm going to dispel that myth as well. And how quickly these things are coming to your job, right? To your profession. You have to start thinking about these things. This year, 2026, you cannot put it off any longer. Anyway, I shall begin my rant with this video. So we'll go down here and we'll have a look at a couple of sections of what Alan Kohler has got to say.
Well, it was just supposedly a confrontation between me and Matt Common on the set of 7:30, and it was a 2,000-word article that appeared. It would look like it was on the ABC's website. It had all the ABC signage on it. So it looked really authentic, and it was complete with pictures of me and Matt Common having a Barney, and he apparently threw off his microphone and stormed off the set. So obviously it wasn't completely untrue, but a lot of people sent the article to me asking if this really happened, and it really kind of brought it home. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on AI for a while, and you know, because it's such a big deal. But that kind of made it personal in a way, and I thought, well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Case one. Oh, someone's actually cloned me. Now, he's a fairly famous guy, so he's a fairly open mark. But listen to what else he's got to say, right? It's really interesting. And this is what I've been saying about social media, right? This is really important. This is from someone very influential.
So look, it was just as I said in the article, it was a bit of a week for wake-up calls about AI, including a personal one for me.
So what do you think is then, when you're looking at it from a business, from an economics perspective, what are the wake-up calls? We hear so much about, on the one side, it will bring huge opportunities. On the other, you've got lawyers, accountants, marketers running for the hills.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that social media is dead. It can't. I mean, you can't. If you can't believe what you see on social media anymore, then nobody's going to use it. It's finished.
Okay, I have been saying that for a long time. From a business point of view, I also just had a chat to a friend of mine, right, who basically said, no, in a country like Thailand or Southeast Asia, people will always use social media. That's fine. that will not continue. There'll be some fantastic AI videos created and slop, as we call it, created on social media. But that's not good for your business, okay? What have I said from day one? I've said the way the future will be, you will have your own AI assistant, and we'll continue with this in a minute to prove why. And now it's going to happen even faster, right? You will have your AI assistant. You will just ask it what you want. It will tell you. It will give you the answer. You don't need to go and doom scroll on Facebook or anything else to try and get your information anymore, because that is not for business. That might be for a bit of family fun or whatever, but it's not for business anymore. That's dead. That avenue is dead. In Western countries, it'll adopt quicker. In Southeast Asian countries, it might take a bit longer. But exactly what he just said, right? It's dead, right? You can't trust it. He even brings up about, okay, what are you going to do if there's a legal case? No one's going to believe any video evidence anymore. So now the legal structure is changing. We now have to rewrite laws for that. The point I'm trying to make is that people keep putting off finding out about AI. They're just putting it off and off and off. They're not actually going to the trouble until something happens. Then they go, oh shit, something's happened. I better do something here. Right, let's use another example. Again, I was talking to someone and they were saying that there's no way robots will, it's going to take years before robots start to be able to do dexterous jobs, okay? People envisage these big clunky robots and you see Elon pushing the robot falling over. That's great. You don't have any other way to know what's going on, right? You're just presented with the news in the mainstream media. So you think, oh, okay, these are what robots are. Check this out. This was from China the other day. This is just mind-blowing, right? Imagine these robots are dressed as humans. So you don't know they're robots, right? Just put that thought in your head, right? Have a look at this. It's not the kids or the robots. Would you trust a robot with your children? Okay, it's a long presentation, so I'll just run through it. The whole point is, look how dexterous these robots are, right? You cannot say that robots cannot do the job of humans. It's a no-brainer. Okay, that's what the boys reckon as well. Okay, there's our robot. Now, picture this. That robot, mass-produced in China, Unitary, the company. They sell those robots when they come to market for, let's say, $50,000. $50,000, you got a robot, all right? A dexterous robot that can lift weights, right? More than what a human can lift, because obviously it's got strength. It's dexterous. It can do fine work, right? More importantly, it's got an AI brain, so it's smarter than any other human. The task that you assign to that robot is in the AI. It is autonomous. It doesn't need to come and ask you, right? It is better than an apprentice because it doesn't answer back. It knows everything. It knows more than you as the master. It knows what it has to do. It's dexterous. It can do the work. It's 50,000. It might charge itself for half an hour a day. It works for 23 and a half hours a day, and it's smart and it's strong and it doesn't need workers' compensation. It doesn't need job security. It doesn't need anything else. It needs electricity and it's got a brain, and that's what it does. And this is February 2026. Take note, right? So if that doesn't get you to go, oh, maybe I better start taking notice of what's going on here, right? Here's another one. Let's have a look at this. All right, big news, OpenClaw, right? I've broken it down in previous videos, but OpenClaw basically is an autonomous agent that people were starting to go out and rush and buy computers and load them on their own machines. There was a workflow from Matthew Berman I showed you in the last video where he spent a lot of time doing it. Okay, OpenClaw is still open source. It is still one of the fastest growing things that people have ever got. They're starting to fix the security holes. I was looking around last week at a company called MyClaw that are going to do stuff on the cloud, so you don't need to buy the equipment. I mentioned that. All of a sudden, this is how fast things change in life. Bang, OpenAI come along and decide that they are going to hire the guy that invented it, right? It's still open source, but they are going to bring him into the fold. The reason why they bring him into the fold is for lots of reasons. Let's just have a little listen to Matt Wolf here, because he presents it pretty well for a second.
Because over the weekend, Sam Altman announced that the guy who built Claudebot, now called OpenClaw, is joining OpenAI. Peter Steinberger is joining OpenAI to drive the next generation of personal agents. He's a genius with a lot of amazing ideas about the future of very smart agents interacting with each other to do very useful things for people. We expect this will quickly become core to our product offerings. OpenClaw will live in a foundation as an open source project that OpenAI will continue to support. The future is going to be extremely multi-agent, and it's important to us to support open source as part of that. And the way this all happened, the chain of events that led to this moment, is honestly one of the wildest stories in the world of AI right now. It involved...
Okay. They basically, it's a very smart tactical move. So you work it out. You've got Claude code. And then on the back of Claude code, Peter Steinberger builds a base, and he's a smart guy. He's not just some guy's vibe coding in a back shed, right? You don't just, he's already a millionaire. But at the end of the day, smart guy, he's come up because he can see the agentic workflow. So agents with tools can perform tasks. All right, that's great. So Maltbook, OpenClaw, MaltClaw, Claude Code, whatever you want to call it, it's still around. But now the fact that OpenAI have gone, we are now going to take this. So what it's going to mean is, basically, it is going to make this technology, the uptake, quicker, because it's a major organization that's doing it, like OpenAI. But very cleverly, you work it out. It was called Claudebot. It was called Claudebot, and it was told you need to change the name. It's too close to Claudebot, right? So the guy called it Maltbot, and then it ended up becoming OpenClaw, right? And I watched an interview with him. He had to say, look, I couldn't tell anyone. I had to bring it up under OpenClaw because I didn't want anyone to come in. Because, as soon as that got out there was crypto scammers, like everyone was jumping on board trying to do things, right? But the point is, the big picture is, OpenAI now have got someone who is now well known for producing these AI agents, right? As I've said, right, this flows into, you will not get your information to buy things going forward just from social media. You certainly will not get it from websites because you won't be looking at websites. Websites are now the realm of AI agents. You will talk to your agent. OpenAI will now make agents available sooner because they know the power. But very cleverly, OpenClaw, most people were running Claude through Anthropic, paying the token cost to them. Well, now OpenAI have got it. Guess what? That enterprise market, those people that are looking to use different LLMs, and you can still use different LLMs with it as it stands, but OpenAI will no doubt create an offering where you literally download your AI assistant, right? There's no mucking around, getting computers going. At the moment, it might be in the realm of geeks, but it's going to become in the realm of everybody. So I think that's a given. I think I've proven my point. Social media is going to be dead. We've basically got robots that are going to be as dexterous as humans, that will have brains smarter than humans, right? And now you're talking about a mass-produced product with probably the uptake of OpenAI and ChatGPT that mums and dads and small businesses will start using. And what are they going to do? They're going to start implementing it into their life. They're going to go and start asking questions about, can you tell me about this? Can you do that, right? Now, we don't know what interface OpenAI will come out with. We don't know whether it's going to be glasses or a pod or earpieces or whatever. There will be some way you need to look at an image. I can tell you that. If someone says, you should stop at this hotel, I recommend it. Well, you're not going to stop at a hotel you haven't seen an image of. You should buy this bag. It's yellow and pink. No. So there's going to have to be some image involved somewhere. It needs to be looked on it. Whether that image talks to your phone, because let's face it, you're still going to have a phone in your pocket anyway. Whether that little thing has got, I don't know, the old Star Wars Princess Leia projected 3D hologram. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the way we get our information, we will not be actively trying to find it. We will ask, our agent knows us, it will come back. I think that, based on everything else I've said, is a certainty. And it's going to happen sooner because of Maltbot and because of Claudebot and because OpenAI have got involved, right? They will bring it to the mass market. That is my prediction. I think it's a pretty safe prediction. So let's look at a few other interesting points. So let's go down to here. This is just, again, a backup about how big this is.
It seemed like just last week we were discussing whether we would call OpenClaw Clawbot or Moltbot. And fast forward to this week, and OpenClaw has been acquired by OpenAI and Sam Altman. This could be the very first single-person billion-dollar AI company. 82 days ago, this company didn't even exist. There was no such thing as OpenClaw, and fast forward to today, and it has been acquired by the biggest AI lab in the world. This is by far the fastest-growing project in history, and one that has taken the world by storm. This is all my timeline has been talking about all week. It's huge, and there are so many developments going on with different...
Okay. One-man billion-dollar industry. That guy, even though he's already a billionaire and he's a smart guy, has created a product. He has now basically been poached by OpenAI. I hear that Meta were trying to get him and all sorts of stuff. But the point is, it is now possible to have a very, very small, lean business using AI. Do you think people are going to ignore that? Do you think people are just going, oh, it's just AI, it's just a fad? Seriously, you've got to start acting now. You need to do it. And I'm about to show you a solution. I'm about to show you exactly how this works. All right, one big breakthrough that happened this week is, stay tuned, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so if we look down here, this is quite big news, right? So what's happened in Bing is you've been able to now look at what the AI performance is, right? So this starts to give us clues on what we've been doing and how it's working and how it's actually coming into play, right? We can back this up with metrics, right? So check this out. This site, Hua Hin Hansa, right? So this is a directory site that I set up about 10 months ago now for Hua Hin in Thailand, right? It's got lots and lots and lots of different questions and answers all about Hua Hin in Thailand, right? So no matter what the subject is, beach locations, whatever it is, right? Now, I control the conversation, the way that it's designed for search engines as well. But as I've been saying, you do not design anything going forward. 80% of anything now needs to be designed for machines only, because that is your new client. I've just proven that in the last session that I said about Claudebot and you having your own personal assistant, okay? That is how they are going to be searching the web on your behalf. That's the easiest take-home message. You are not going to be going to any website where you need to search information. Those days are dead. They're gone. I grew up in the 70s. I used to have to wait for the cartoons on Saturday morning. Hey, hey, it's Saturday. All these great cartoon shows. There was no video. There was no fast forward. Video recorders. You wanted to watch the news, you had to wait for the 6 o'clock news or the 5 o'clock news or the 7 o'clock news, or as they did in the 80s, you know, the 4:30 news to get ahead of the competition, whatever. Those days are gone. They've changed, right? Flip phones. Smartphones, everything has changed. This is the move on. But there's a huge difference with this revolution. This revolution is smart. Electricity, great, not smart, right? This revolution is smart. You are building something that has its own intelligence. That's the difference. And you can see by the speed of implementation how this stuff is going, okay? So you need to build. So this is built for both humans, back down here, both humans and also for agents, right? But this is the big breakthrough this week. And it's not been introduced. Anyone who's got a website will know that they can get the statistics from either Bing or Google, depending on what you've done. And don't get me wrong, it's not about not being found by Google. That's important, and probably that is going to be even more important, right? Because Google will do very well in the AI space. But at the end of the day, it's not about the number of clicks that you've got. Clicks do not equate to sales. And we're talking about how do you get people to buy your product, right? In this AI era. I've been talking about this now for a long, long time, and this starts to show why. So this has just been switched on. So now we can look at the number of clicks this site has, and we can look at the pages. So these are things: Hua Hin Bike Shop, Islands near Hua Hin, Car Wash Hua Hin, right? They are your normal Google searchy, in this case Bing. Now, this is where you start to be able to combine the information that you have from your server, from who visits your site. I've done it before where I've shown sites that aren't ranked on Google, that are ranked on Bing, and vice versa. They're still getting the same amount of traffic, and the LLMs are recommending them because it's LLMs. They are your new person that is visiting your site. They are the new entity you need to target, to build for. You do not use words that humans understand necessarily. You use words and structure that the AI understands. That is the key, but I'm not going to tell you my secret sauce, but I will show you something. All right, here we go. So that's old school. Forget it. right? Anyone that says to you, oh, the more clicks the better, right? That's not right. Check this out. AI performance, total citations, 400 citations, right? What are they being cited on? Let's have a look. Hua Hin, island tours, snorkeling locations, snorkeling tours, laundry services. Look, 121 citations on that, right? I'm owning the conversation in Hua Hin when it starts to come, and it's starting to build up. Check this out though. What you need to do is, because Bing is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft are one of the major investors in OpenAI, I'm assuming that these results are coming from ChatGPT, right? To prove that, I went to ChatGPT. And for those of you out there, as you know, when you actually do stuff on ChatGPT, you will actually see, if you use your own ChatGPT, you will get a slanted answer. That's why I've opened this in an incognito window. It's a totally blank version of ChatGPT. I've typed in, see, it's even showing still managed cookies. I haven't even accepted yet, right? Can you tell me about island tours in Hua Hin? I want to go snorkeling with my family. That is the question that you would ask your AI, right? I've asked ChatGPT, it's exactly the same. If your agent's with ChatGPT, it'll be using ChatGPT as the way it answers the question. Now, let's have a look at this. It has actually given an answer. It's said what is going on. It's given more information, other nearby islands, and we have been cited. Hua Hin, right, has been cited by the agent, right, by ChatGPT, right? We know it's been cited. There's the link to that. Now, let's continue on. We'll go to another case study down here, all right? Let's bring it into the realms of a business, and I've spoken about this business before, Carpet Sydney, all right? So Carpet Sydney is a site that's set up. It's a very simple site, right? It hasn't got all the bells and whistles and pictures. It's set up for AI. Yeah, so you can see that Carpet Sydney has been designed quite plain, mainly for machines, whereas the other site has been designed for sort of humans and machines with the photos and pictures and everything else. But you need to have the site written for AI. That's really what it's about. Now, how does this work in the real world? Let's go back here and have a look. So Carpet Sydney, 18 clicks. What sort of words? Berber carpet, luxury carpets. Okay, they're all the clicks from Bing. 7 impressions, not many clicks. But this is where the new world comes into play. AI performance, 197 citations. Okay, how does that work? Let's have a look at the pages that have been cited. We now have metrics. Okay, cat-friendly carpets. Carpet trends, rumpus room carpets. Look, 49, 31, 26. These are citations to people asking questions. And we know they're in ChatGPT because when we go down here and I open an incognito window and we'll go to here. All right. I live in Sydney and have a cat who loves carpet. What carpet shop can supply pet-friendly carpets? All right. So if we look at the answers here, it gives a whole stack of answers. And then we've also got down here where it actually recommends here, right? So rug and carpet warehouse, everything else that we need to know. Look, Carpet Sydney, Carpet Sydney, Carpet Sydney, pet-friendly carpet. You are being cited on real-life requests, right? You have got topical authority from a site that you have built, right? That is a topical authority site. Let's do another one, right? Just to prove it's not a fluke, as they say. All right. Now, let's have a look at this other site down here. Golf Thailand, all right? Golf Thailand is a site, again, built about 9 months ago, and it's just about golf in Thailand, right? We've had 90 or 80 citations, right? 80 citations. Look, golf dress code, golf membership fees. These are 41 citations. So when we go to ChatGPT and we type in a question about, what do I type in here? Can you tell me some good golf course advice for my trip to Thailand, like dress codes and courses? I mean, people will be asking questions like that. Okay, it comes up here. Obviously some very well-established sites, right? But look here, we've basically got Golf Thailand, right? We can see that general etiquette is being cited in the answer by Golf Thailand. There's Golf Thailand, okay? So what does that mean for your business? It means 2 things. 1, you now have the power to own the conversation. As I've said, you need to own the conversation. The time is unique to be able to do this. If you've watched my last, 100 videos of what I've done, you will see the progression of what I've got to this point. You can see that by creating a machine that gives you topical authority, not only is it good for your business, It's good for the people that are getting the general advice. You build it that the AI loves it, and the AI cites it and sends the answer and the recommendation to the end user. That will be only accessing that information that way in years to come, if not quicker, because OpenAI are now going to start literally pushing their own AI assistant. The companies that get you tied up to them, like Apple or any other brand, right? You're going to stick with them. So you're either going to go with Google, you're going to go with Apple, you're going to go with OpenAI, you're going to go with these companies and stick with them. If your assistant is with OpenAI or with Claude or whatever it happens to be, you tend to be loyal to that brand, like people are with, say, Apple or Samsung or whatever, right? So all the logic that I've dictated through and shown you and tried to prove to you that this is where we are at now. You can't hide. It's happening now, really quickly. So think of the flip side, right? Now, the next thing that I'll be doing with my sites is I'll start to do comparisons, because AI loves comparisons. Why is my product better than X? Why is product X better than product Y? The way I've designed this system, I can bring all that information up with my secret sauce. It will start to get out there. It will start to get cited. And all of a sudden, the business that you're comparing your business to is not put on a very good light, because your business is showing that it's better. So that begs the question. If you don't own the conversation and your competition does, where's that put your business? And it's doable right now. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. I hope this has been an eye-opener again for you. Things are just moving so fast in this world of AI. Everything is now compounding, and it's all compressing and coming to a point where decisions have to be made. Don't muck around. Contact me up, below, down. Don't forget to show this to somebody who doesn't know anything about AI. That's another good thing. All I'm doing now, I explain this so many times, I sound like a broken record. By doing these videos, someone says, Dave, you talk a lot. I don't understand what you're on about, mate. I just go, watch the video. Watch the video. Okay? So watch the video. Tell your friends to watch the video, and I will see you in the next one.